draft is a single object, right? So draft comes here, we'll pass the draft to fields. So basically fields will become like this, and to pass the data we have to map the data in the form of this. Okay, so each record should pass to the update record in this format. That's why we are doing this. So I'll clean it up. So I'm saying pass the draft value to the fields and map the fields as it is. So now the each record is in the form of fields, and the record input will pass to the update record. But we have multiple record inputs because we are updating multiple columns, right? Update record, update only one record at a time. So we need to run the loop on the record input as well. So what we'll do, record inputs, this should be record inputs because now it's multiple. So we'll change it to record inputs dot map, and we'll say each input is record input. Each time one input will picked up and it will pass to the record input, and this function gets called up and it will return the promise. We'll store that in the property or a variable promises. Because we are updating multiple records, so definitely the multiple promises come, and to handle the multiple promises we have a technique. We can say promise dot all and pass the promises reference. So it will be like this, like a first call, then the second call in the array format it will come. Okay, so we'll pass the promise and all promises completed. We'll say we can print in the console console.log contact updated successfully, and if it fails then it will go to the catch, and in the catch we will catch the error, and we'll say console dot error updating the record, and you can print the error as well, whatever the error is coming. So now our update functionality is all set to update. Let me repeat it again. First we import the update record. Update record updates only one record at a time, but we are updating multiple record in the lightning data table. That's why we are using the map operation. First we are creating the inputs. So inputs are nothing, the rows that you have updated, it will come in the form of draft. We need to pass it in the form of fields. So our each record input should be a object of fields, and now we have multiple record inputs. We are running and calling the update record multiple times based on the number of record inputs or based on the number of rows we have updated. And once the promises come, we are calling the promise.all. Once all the updation completes, then it will call the then method and will print contact updated successfully. If any of the update record fail, it will print an error. So let's go and deploy this, and now it's deployed. Let's go and refresh the page. Let's clean our console first. Now if I go down, you will not see any save button because we haven't updated anything. So let me update the last record this time, and I'll update number 8882.999, and let's update the second last record as well to 1111. So now we are updating multiple fields, and we can update one combination with email as well for the 19th row. So I'll say 0@hero.com, and I updated the email as well. So now we have three rows updating, one is for email and 2 for the phone number. Let's hit save, and it immediately throws an error. And let's debug this. And to understand this error, if we look at the data that we are passing the correct field that we are updating, but we are not passing the correct ID. ID should be the record ID, right? So we are doing something wrong in the code. Our ID is coming in the ID form, and we are mapping the ID correctly. If I go to the HTML, let's look at the key field, and here the ID is small, so it's taking the random ID right now. Let's update the small ID to capital ID so that it will map our ID with this ID that is coming. Let's deploy this and see whether it will solve our issue or not, because I want the ID to be the record ID, not this random row ID. So let's see, it's deployed, and let's refresh the page again. Let's clear the console again. Let's update this 888 to 999. Let's update this to 444 and hit save. And now if I go to console, right, in the console you can see that the ID is coming correctly. That is a row ID. Let's see whether it's updating or not. Now it's updating. It's saying contact updated successfully. It's having the updated value, but the still yellow color is coming because we are not clearing our default values, that is our draft values. So let's go and clear the draft values as well. So once my promise all called and it says yes, successfully updated, so it means whatever you store in the draft values, it should be empty. So let's deploy and see. Now it's deployed. Let's refresh the page and let's update this something on the top, 333 to 12345, and let's hit save. And now you see immediately it updated it. The yellow color gone, the buttons are also hidden now. So that's how we update it. If you want to update the email, you can say nick@gmail.com, and we can update some number here again. We'll say 888888 and hit save. And now you see it's updating immediately, and it immediately. Now our update record is working fine, and our record is also refreshing immediately. And for refreshing it immediately is because we are using the wire service. So wire service automatically detects something has been updated. It invalidates the cache and bring the latest data. And that's how our update record works. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. In this video, we'll talk about delete record function. This function we can import from Lightning UI Record API module. And as the name says, we use this function to delete a record. Syntax is very simple. You need to import the function delete record from Lightning UI Record API. Then you have to call that function and pass the record ID. And record ID is the ID of the record you want to delete, and it will return the promise. So let's go to our VS Code and let's create a component delete record demo. And now our component is ready. Let's first go to the HTML and let's create a lightning card. Give the title record demo, and here we'll say div class LDS padding around medium. So we are giving medium size padding around the card. And here what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a form here. So form basically I'll contain our input field as well as button. So let's create the input field first. Lightning input, we'll say label record ID, record ID that we want. Basically, we'll enter here in the input field, and we call the on change handler here, that will call the change handler function. Let's go and create the on change handler function here. Let's go back. We'll take on change handler, and apart from this we'll give some class for the margin bottom, so our button and the input will not touch each other. We'll say slds margin bottom on. That's it. So our input field is ready. Input field has a label record ID, name is the record ID. On change we are calling the change handler, and it's we are giving a class that gives a margin bottom, because below this input field we're gonna create a button, lightning button. We will delete word, and we'll say variant brand. This will gives us a blue color to our button, and on click of this button we're gonna call delete handler. Let's close the button. Now what we're gonna do is we go and the delete handler as well. So here in the JS, whenever you type something in the input field, it will call this change handler. Right, so whenever we type something input field, change handler gets called, and if we click the button, the delete handler gets called. So whenever we type something, we will receive an event, and that event will receive the value event.target.value, and we'll store that value in a property. We'll create a property ID it, or we can simply say record ID. This dot record ID equal to the ID that you have typed, and every time you type some ID, it will map it to the record ID property. And when you click on the delete button, the delete handler gets called, and now we're gonna call our delete record function. This function gets import from Lightning UI record API, and now I'm gonna call this method or a function record delete record and pass this ID. That's how basically we call the delete record function. And as I said, this gives us the promise. Here receive the something. Let's see what it will return us, and in the console we'll say simply deleted successfully. Otherwise we'll catch if there is an error, and we'll print that error in our console. Dot error, print error, and now our function is ready, our HTML is ready. So let's deploy this, and before deploying we have to change something in the meta file. So place this component in Lightning app page. Let's deploy this, and it's deployed. Let's go to our app. So I'm in the 0 to hero, and the page is CRUD UI record API. Let's edit this page. Let's search for our component name, delete record demo, and I'll place this above the update record demo card. It's placed, save. Let's go back, and now you can see the heading is coming, the input field is coming, and button is coming. And now what we want is we want to pass the record ID for which we want to delete something. So in the previous demo we were rendering the contact record, and that contact record has the ID. So I'll copy paste this ID and I'll paste it here, And before hitting the delete button, I'll open the console as well. Now I'll clear the console first and now hit the delete record. And for that, I'll just note it down. It's the title SV operation. That's the first record. Hit delete, and it immediately called deleted, print the deleted successfully. And apart from that, if I come down here, you can see it immediately update the update record card, because we are using the UI list wire adapter, and that is also a wire adapter, and here also we are using the wire functionality, or like a wire function. So it automatically synced up and it's immediately removed. Now here we don't have that. So that's how the record delete record works. And we can add the toast message as well to our component. That makes more sense to give the visibility to the user that something has been deleted. So we'll go to the top. We can add the toast message as well to our component. That makes more sense to give the visibility to the user that something has been deleted. So we'll go to the top from the, and we'll import the show toast event. We'll go to the top and we'll import the show toast event from the lightning platform show toast event. And now what we're gonna do, we'll create a method. This show toast will receive the title, it will the message and the variant. That's the easiest way to create your reusable toast. I'll say this dot dispatch event, and we're gonna create a new event, that is show toast event. It will receive title, will receive message, and it will receive variant. And let's go and call this show toast. We'll say this dot show toast, and we'll say the title is success. Okay. This, then we'll do second parameter, we have to pass the message. We'll pass the same message, deleted successfully. And the third property is the variant. So if we say success, it means the green color bar should come there. Success spelling is double C, and we'll print the result in the console. And if it fails, we'll again call the toast message. Here it will say error, and here we'll say deleted unsuccessfully, or we can say error occurred instead of deleted. We say error occurred, and here we'll say error. And let's deploy this and see if this works or not. It's deployed. Let's go and refresh the page. And now this time we are picking the ID of author song. Let's pick up the ID of author song. Let's paste it here. Let's hit delete record. Now you see the message is coming deleted successfully, and from here the author song is on. So that's how the delete record works. And in the console, let's see whether the result here or not, if anything comes or not. So delete record not send anything, so it's undefined, so we don't need to capture the result as well. So that's it. That's how our delete record works, and it's very simple and the easiest function, the wire. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.